Not so long ago, everybody was talking about Pepecoin. Now, not so much anymore. Is this potentially an opportunity? Does it make sense to buy when nobody is looking and then sell when attention is high again? Let's have a look at the data most people are not looking at. Now, today we are going down. We are now at $5.39. This week, we pretty much went sideways. But have a look at this. This month, we more than 3x'd. And since listing on CoinMarketCap, we increased by more than 9,000%. This correction in the last few days is just a small blip in an overall positive trend. Let's have a look at what's driving all of this. Who's buying here? Who's selling here? We are currently at a market cap of 720 million. And that puts us slightly above Corgi AI, 30% below Bonk. And if Pepecoin was ever to flip Dogecoin, the largest of the meme coins, we'd have a 32x from here. I'm not saying that this will happen, but it's simply just to give some perspective of what the maximum upside potential in the absolute best case could be. Now, you can already see from the beginning of this video that I'm not going to bore you with the marketing jazz on the website. There's no alpha to be had here. We want to see the information most people are not looking at. That's how we can get an edge over others. Now, there's a public GitHub repository. This is the place where programmers submit their code changes. It's a place where we can see if there's currently development happening. And for a meme coin, that's not so important. Usually I put way more emphasis on this, but here we can see this is pretty much a set and forget project. At least in the public GitHub repository, there isn't much happening. Now, the first time we learned about Pepecoin was with our wallet tracking. So on the 2nd of February, Master Ventures sold some Pepecoin actually. But then on the 24th, we saw a massive purchase. $100,000 worth of Pepecoin at $4 each. And who's behind Master Ventures? It's over here, Kyle Chessy. Another purchase on the same day, again by Kyle Chessy, again for a similar price. A receiver transaction, again by the same guy, worth $3.5 million. And after Kyle Chessy is so active with this, we also see Alex Becker getting into Pepecoin, swapping all kinds of tokens for Pepecoin. So clearly we can see the conflict of interest here again. Influencers are buying up a token and then promote this subsequently on their YouTube, pushing up the price further. That's why we track those influencers in premium. Feel free to check it out, thebitcoinstrategy.com. But here's the big question now. Does it still make sense to buy Pepecoin at this point? Since now the shilling has already happened, since now the promotion seems to be a done deal. In order to answer this, we're going to look at the current buyers versus sellers of the asset. So we're going to look at what is the retail investor doing versus what are the whale investors doing. And to dive into those details, I've developed a tool. On the left side is retail, on the right side are the whales. So on the left side, we see the number of wallets that hold at least 20 Pepecoins. So at the current price, that's roughly $1,000. In the middle, we go at 10x from that. That's now a minimum of 200 tokens or $10,000. On the right side, we've got the whales. That's now a minimum holding of $100,000. Now, those are all very, very long-term charts. They start in May of 2023. But we are really interested in what happened in the last month, right? Where the price more than 3x'd. Yeah, the same kind of charts, but only for the last month. The number of retail investors roughly doubled, a bit less than that. The number of medium-sized retail grew a bit slower, but also an increase of roughly 30%. The number of whale investors actually went down. Now, the whales had been selling for quite a while. But what we do notice is that the selling isn't necessarily slowing down. Still, even though the number of whales didn't increase in the last month, the purchasing by retail was strong enough that the price could do this nice development. And a lot of that recent price decline might be due to Ethereum going down. Because have a look at this. Here are the different liquidity pools of Pepecoin, and they're pretty much all against wrapped Ethereum. So Pepecoin is really not measured in the US dollar, it's priced in wrapped Ethereum. In other words, if Ethereum goes down by 9%, then Pepecoin has to go down by 9% as well in the same week. But we actually saw Pepecoin going down by a bit less. So we're actually still seeing net buying because people buy with wrapped Ethereum. This is how the price is in the end determined. The price of an altcoin is determined by the ratio of two assets. And if that second asset is simply wrapped Ethereum and that wrapped Ethereum goes down in price and the altcoin goes down to the same degree, it doesn't for Pepecoin. It goes down by less. And so that's positive. So the number of whales going down isn't great. But despite overall bearish momentum, Pepecoin still holds comparatively strong. And so that's the headwind overall, right? This here is Ethereum relative to Bitcoin. And unfortunately, we have just recently broken a very strong long-term support. And in case we're going down to similar relative valuation levels of Ethereum to Bitcoin to what we had seen at the end of 2019, then that potential drop of more than 60%, of course, will also directly impact Pepecoin. There is a way to protect yourself against this though. You can deposit, for example, Bitcoin, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, and then you can borrow Ethereum against this. And then the borrowed Ethereum can be swapped against Pepecoin, for example. So you're essentially shorting Ethereum and you're betting for a rising Pepecoin price. So you can protect yourself against the falling Ethereum price while still participating in a relative valuation of Pepecoin relative to Ethereum going up. There is a bit of DeFi trickery going on here, right? You have to use platforms like Aave in order to make this happen. But again, tutorials around this are in the premium membership. Link is down below, thebitcoinstrategy.com. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. There's also a free Telegram. Link is as well down below.